Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and today is February the 10th. I'm going to do our Just for Today in a meditation. Hope you're doing well this morning. Yeah, today is going to be a fun day, huh? The title of the meditation is Fun. In recovery, our ideals of fun change. Basic text, page 107. In retrospect, many of us realize that when we used our ideals of fun were rather bizarre. Some of us would get dressed up and head for the local club. We would dance, drink, and do other drugs until the sun rose. On more than one occasion, gun battles broke out. What we then called fun, we now call insanity. Today, our notion of fun has changed. Fun to us today is a walk along the ocean, watching the dolphins rock as the sun sets behind them. Fun is going to an NA picnic or attending the comedy show at an NA convention. Fun is getting dressed up to go to the banquet and not worrying about any gun battles breaking out over who did what to whom. Through the grace of a higher power and the Fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous, our ideals of fun have changed radically. Today, when we are up to see the sunrise, it's usually because we went to bed early the night before, not because we left the club at 6 a.m, eyes blurry from a night of drug use. And if that's all we have received from Narcotics Anonymous, that would be enough. Just for today, I will have fun in my recovery. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the wee version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Talking about fun. Today is February 10th. In a few hours, we'll have some celebration of life for my family. And I'm skeptical about fun today. I tell you the truth, not really looking forward to it. However, what I do believe and what I think is that going through today, I'm going to be looking for opportunities to express love, to be of service to others, and to apply these spiritual principles in all my affairs. Now, on top of when we're talking about fun, I do agree. My ideal of fun when I was using is a lot different compared to what it is now. My fun often ended very tragically or left me in a destitute place spiritually, that the only thing that made sense was to use some more drugs or to die. And oftentimes, clearly, I'm still here. I chose using drugs. I can remember looking back on some of the things I did and thinking to myself, why did you think that was such a joke? Why did you think that was funny? You know, thank goodness for the program of Narcotics Anonymous because it gives me a tool to be able to rectify many of those wrong, unfunny things that I did. It allows me space not to feel guilty or to have shame anymore. It gives me an opportunity to actually make choices. And not only just make choices, listen to this closely if you're there, right? Not just make choices, but it gives me the space that when the results, the consequences of any choice I've made today in recovery, they may not be pleasant all the time. And when I realize that that choice that I've made is not the right thing that I should have done, I don't look at it from the point of view like, oh, I'm ashamed of myself or I'm guilty. I look at it from a point of view, I just learned a very valuable experience, lesson rather, right? I don't have to keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. And when, right, here's my point. When the consequences of a choice I've made today in recovery shows me that I've made the wrong choice, I have a 10 step. I have the ability to make prompt amends today. I'm not trying to still clean up stuff from 90. I'm not trying to do that anymore. I'm in today, right? So I have a free conscience. I have a light conscience. I don't have guilt and shame riding me the way that they used to. So when I find that a choice I've made in recovery is not giving me the fruit that I want or need or should have, I learned a couple of things, and I'm going to break it down really quick. I learned a couple of things. I learned that everything that I think is the right thing for the right reason doesn't always end the way that I think that it should. And having that expectation on the results of the actions that I take can be very dangerous, because in every situation, I'm still going to have to deal with other people, places, and things in their reactions. That's a game changer. Now, I can count on what I'm doing, right? I can count on the fact that I'm going to show up and do what I said that I'm going to do. But even in it, I'm still encountering other people that may not necessarily be in recovery, or they might be in recovery and having a very bad day. So, what I'm expecting to happen, which is positive, healthy, good things, profitable, may not end that way. The other thing is, right? The other facet is that a lot of times, as a result of growing up in this program, the lens that I see things through changes. So a decision that I made last year may not be appropriate for me this year. So that's something that I must consider. But this idea that I'm going to beat myself up over something that didn't work out and I did what I thought I needed to do. Now, if I'm impacting people and I'm hurting people, right? As a result of that, and it's not intentional, even if it is, in the 10th step, I have an opportunity to make prompt amends, right? So today, the way that I carry the weight of my consequences is not from a point of view, the wreckage of my past. It's just life happening on its own terms, because I can't predict what people are going to do. May I feel a little bit of sadness as a result? Absolutely. But this ideal or concept that I'm not going to show my face, I'm going to avoid anyone or anything, that I'm not going to speak my truth, is nonsense. That's just not going to happen. So the program allows me, affords me the opportunity to deal with life on its own terms, to be who I am, which also incorporates the spiritual principle of humility, to be able to say, I'm wrong. I was wrong. I'm sorry for that. So this thing in recovery is a lot different. My ideal fun or what's right is different. I have a higher percentage, the probability of things turning out positively, right, is greater now that I'm not actively using. Not perfect. It's greater, right? Not perfect. So I still have to deal with life on its own terms. So today, those things that I did, that I put on my 4th step and my 5th step, and saw on my 6th and 7th step, my character defects that were operating, that show me the exact nature of my wrong. That stuff, you know what? That's not even, and I want you to be there, right? Get through your steps. That is not holding me down today. That stuff wasn't fun, but the fun today that I have is a lot different. I could actually drive from Michigan to Iowa and look at the sun ahead of me in the east and be marveled at the beauty in the sky and wonder what Picasso can touch what I'm seeing right now. What Van Gogh can actually touch the scenery that I'm seeing right now. Michelangelo can't paint this, do this. And I marvel, that's fun to me. Fun to me is actually being able to be of service to a family for the most part that doesn't have the same recovery that I have. Be able to be of service to people that are aching, their hearts are broken because of the loss of their father. That it wouldn't necessarily come across as being fun, but it gives me pleasure. Let me say that. It gives me pleasure to do that. That's fun and recovery to me. It changes. It may sound boring to some people, but to me, it's not boring. It's beautiful. And so I want for you today to also commit. If you're going to maintain, here's the point, maintain your recovery, maintain the process of working the steps. Because if you do that, your definition of fun will also change. My name is MightyStream, and I have totally enjoyed, right, this meditation today. I thank you guys for all your prayers and your condolences. In a few hours, we're going to have the celebration of life of my father. And I will be talking to you tomorrow. But in the meantime, have a beautiful day on purpose because I'm most certain intend to do the best with what I'm working with. I guarantee you that I'm going to do that. Love you guys. Talk to you tomorrow.